It's official now. It's going to be an India-Pakistan final on Sunday. There is still some time for that, and we have a game between the two blues today. There's going to be no blue in the studio and no sad moods because I've got two people who I love listening to talk. So please welcome DK and BB is your new name.
BB.
Mr. Bullseye Bhogle, I hear.
Oh, I forgot.
Well
yes, of
done,
course.
Mr. Bullseye Bhogle.
What a kind person she is. See, you must have good anchors like that. Very kind person.
I got the news that he's become the Bullseye Bhogle and DK always...
I see that list and you're at the top of the totem pole there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
Is champion.
I have no idea how luck has been kind to me. It's usually when GK comes, he takes away the luck, but this time luck's been kind to me. But I want to understand from both of you today is which India are we going to see? Because the last time India played Oman in that group stage, they just went around saying, okay, you play, do you want to play, do you want to bowl, do you want to bat? That's how it was. What are we going to see today?
I hope the full strength side. But, I mean, it depends on how the players are feeling. If they think there's a chota niggle somewhere, if they think, why take a chance, let someone rest. But if everyone is fit, everyone is ready, maybe the safe team.
DK, that's what you said as well. You said you'll ask Bumrah, do you feel like playing? If he feels like it, he plays, is what you said.
You know, when you get to a place where you've already reached a certain point, then you pick out one or two players who know or experience, who understand their body, who understand where they are physically in terms of bowling as well. Harsha was telling us that he feels that Bumrah could do with a little more bowling if he wants to because it's not been his best tournament. But I would look at it and say, ask Bumrah what he feels like. At the end of the day, I think you need to trust him to take that decision, and this is a moment where you can believe in his trust. Believe in the trust that you have on him, rather. So I would ask that question, and I won't be surprised if he says, look, I want to play, because I would like to think that he would like to bowl. But the fact that if Bumrah is given rest...
I have been told that he has been rested today. So that's
sometimes can you almost play too little?
Too little?
When we say manage workload, do people actually end up playing too little?
Too little? I don't think so. I think there is so much cricket nowadays that too little is not an option. Unless you too little you play when you're injured. But, you know, if you're fit, then you pick and choose depending on the schedule.
I mean, because Bumrah, he's played two games fairly close by, but they're 4-4 over games. He's had time to rest. He's an athlete. He's fit.
I would like to think in this case, it's a question of not workload management. It's a question of just understanding what he wants to do. He's feeling good about his bowling. And if he says, no, it's okay if I don't play. Yeah. What happens is, the day after the game, you always take a break. And then you have a couple of days where you want to train and then obviously practice. When I say train, hit the gym or do a bit of a running session. And if the next day is the game, then you have very little time to recover. So you lose out on one of the two, which is either practice or train at the gym. So if you want to do both and you want to make sure in the lead up to the game you feel much better, this is the training block that you have. A good 4-day chunk and you can prepare accordingly. It's a luxury. And it doesn't come around too often. If it is there, the option is yours. If you're a Bumrah or a Hardik Pandya, somebody who has had history of few injuries. But you don't give that option to everybody. Certain players you're saying we want to play. Like Suryakumar is saying, boss, play. You know, it's not been a great tournament with the bat. Why don't you play? And I don't think Suryakumar is not going to play. I'm just saying as an example.
No, Suryakumar Yadav is playing. We'll have a look at that playing 11 because you said Bumrah has a luxury. India has a luxury because they've gone through undefeated. There is Harshit Rana that's come in, Harsha, and Arshdeep who's come in. So Harshit and Arshdeep both get a game in. It's one of those games where there is no pressure, so they'll also want to make the most of the opportunity.
And they're playing a batter short, so they're playing 6 bowlers today. So it's a slight deviation from what they've normally done in this tournament, but this is really an attempt at saying, Arshdeep, look, we want you to play. Harshit Rana, we want you to play. The Shivam Dube one interests me a little bit. Maybe they just thought, look, he's played all the other games. Maybe Shivam Dube is the one who can sit out. Akshar hasn't had too many opportunities, so Akshar plays. They want the spinner anyway on these tracks. So maybe that's why Shivam...
I think if Shivam Dube is not playing, he's closing in on a niggle. If the physio and the trainer could be saying, you know, if it is possible, why not rest him? That's the kind of conversation that they would have had. And you feel that pushing him at this stage, if the opportunity is there, why not rest him? So he is somebody, again, who needs a bit of batting. He hasn't batted too much and he would have liked to bat. But the fact that his body might give in before a final, these are, as I said, it's an absolute luxury to have. And this team, with the players that they have, if there is an opportunity like this, I do think it is okay to rest a couple of players.
DK, we just have a look at that squad once again because like Harsha said, we are a batter short, but like you said, it's Shivam Dube's chance to maybe kind of, take the opportunity and not, and he's not in today, but there are other players who can take the opportunity. But there's that one name in the squad who I want to talk about, Suryakumar Yadav, our captain. He's somebody who is just so prolific as a batter. We know that he can be so devastating, which we haven't seen as yet, which were lots of eyeballs on Suryakumar Yadav, and he is a player to watch out for, powered by the all-new Citroen Basalt Thrill B, Style B. Suryakumar Yadav's thrill and style is something that genuinely enthralls us, and something that kept me very engaged and excited. The last time I was here in the studio was the company of Kara. So
Yes.
Kara is India's first intelligent co-passenger. She's intelligent, she's intuitive, and she's a conversational in-car companion. So Kara, I want to ask you, how do you describe Sky?
The sky is the atmosphere above Earth, appearing blue due to sunlight scattering. It changes color with time and weather and shows stars at night. Simple as that.
Well, I'm very sorry, that was my bad because it was a wrong prompt. I meant to say Sky, the 360 degrees of Suryakumar Yadav and AB de Villiers is where I was getting to. So it's just my bad. So Kara, can you tell me 3 things that you can talk about Suryakumar Yadav and AB de Villiers?
Suryakumar Yadav and A.B. de Villiers both share these traits. They are exceptional at innovative shot making. They remain incredibly calm under pressure, and they have a versatile batting style that adapts to different formats and conditions. Both are known for their 360-degree play around the ground, making them tough to bowl to.
Well, which is why Kara is India's first intelligent co-passenger, because she has the answers, Harsha. But when you talk about ABD and you talk about Suryakumar Yadav, yes, AB is that OG when it comes to 360 degrees, but Suryakumar Yadav, someone who's just been doing it. He's been a menace in those middle overs. He's been so devastating that nobody wants to bowl to him in those middle overs. When we have a look at those numbers there, this year, between that 7 to 15, a strike rate of 158.
Incredible. It's incredible. Tim David is up there because finally someone realized the fallacy of having someone as a 10-15 ball player. Suryakumar Yadav up the order, but every time he comes into bat, I'll be completely honest, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Because when he gets going, there are a few better sides. I'm just trying to imagine where the next one is going. There's one shot I want to see again. I don't think these surfaces are conducive for that, but opening the face and hitting a 6-over point. You also hit the ball in all weird places, especially in your latest incarnation as a finisher. How do you hit that one? How does he hit that one?
That's a phenomenal shot, because you need to have a certain downswing. First of all, you need to have a low back lift and almost open the face of the bat and then get it under.
But the timing of the opening of the face, how
that
do you get
is-
that?
Most people thought it was a mistake the first time he did it. That's
Yes.
what the chatter on social media was.
It is an unbelievable shot to play, purely because to be able to predict that line is so key. Somebody who bowls on and around the off stump, you just get under, open the bat face and just scoop it above. Because if you get it wrong, it goes straight above you. So you need to almost time it perfectly. It's a very hard shot to play. Very few people with low hands and someone who has slightly, as we call a grip which is slightly bottom hand, top hand, there's a slight gap there. Those are the ones who can use that bottom hand and get it over third man. The first time I saw him play, I was absolutely spellbound. It happened in Southampton against England. That's when I saw it. He got 100 that game, chasing a tall total. I think it was Nottinghamshire, Trent Bridge. And I remember I was going to batting next, and I was waiting for my turn, and this, obviously Surya was playing an absolute blinder. We had very far away from winning that game, but he was playing an absolute blinder in such a way that we're getting close. And then he played the shot. I think it was of Richard Gleeson, if I'm right. Oh my God, that is a extraordinary shot.
But DK, you spoke about, you have to be able to predict that length when you play that shot. You've seen him play at such close quarters. We know that you are Nostradamus. You're somebody who's always been able to predict the future. But he came and debuted for India when he was 31 years old. Did you see that Suryakumar Yadav is going to turn out to be this prolific batter that he is?
Anybody who's watched IPL will tell you he's got special skills. I think he was always someone who had very innovative shots. Now, the biggest shift came when he went to Mumbai Indians and started batting higher up the order. So, up until then for KKR, he was that 6-7 finisher. And because he had these innovative shots, he was always making it hard for a captain to set fields for him, opposition captain. in Mumbai Indians, they believed in him to an extent where they sent him opening. And there he flourished quite nicely. And that made him the player what he is today. And he is someone who is very adept at understanding fields, but most importantly, his positions at the crease, the way he places his legs, the way he wants to position himself as he's looking to play on the leg side, on the offside. He is one of those players who probably premeditate better than anybody else in this game. In T20 cricket, premeditation is almost consistent and it happens every delivery because you're trying to predict what the guy is doing to play an attacking shot. So he has so much of intuitiveness in the way he sets up, and that's what makes his batting plays so beautiful. He uses a very light bat. He is one of those guys who actually, in the modern day, a lot of people use heavy bats.
No? Yes.
Yes, most of them use heavy bats. He uses a very light bat, and he is a very wristy player. But the positions he gets into is actually what makes it so special. And I think as he was growing up, he's played in buildings, and in the conversations that I've had in societies where he's played, there used to be pockets where you can get runs. So he always tuned himself to play in those pockets, and that's why his hands are so malleable and moves in all sorts of directions very nicely.
Well, we've seen how much his wrist moves in all directions. Like Harsha, you said, when you watch him play, you're always at the edge of the seat because he's so thrilling. He is so stylish, which is why Suryakumar Yadav was a player to watch out for, powered by the all-new Citroen Basalt Thrill B, Style B. As Indian fans, everyone wants to see Suryakumar Yadav come out and play those stylish shots. But as Sri Lankan fans, they don't want to see it. We'll have a look at Sri Lanka's playing 11 and see if they have any changes for today. We have that one change, Harsha. There is no Velalage that's in.
Yeah, they're playing Janit Liyanage. He's also been around for a while. For Janit Liyanage and
Karuna Ratne is out.
Chamika is the one who's out. Yeah, I think last game also Velalage hadn't played. They played Tikshana in the last game.
Yes.
In fact, last game Tikshana and Hasaranga they actually bowled they tend to bowl well together. And Tikshana had reversed some form. It started to do well. So largely they've stuck with their side. Let's look at that side again because they've always been either one batter shot or one bowler shot. So if you see again today, Shanaka 7, Hasaranga 8. So maybe Liyanage, they'll get a little bit more bowling from Liyanage.
Yeah, they have a few all-rounders as well. Kamindu Mendes, Charit Asalanka. These guys definitely pitch in with the ball. The fact is, they are a team which looks good on paper because of the names that we're used to seeing. The likes of Dasun Shanaka, Asalanka. But somehow this tournament, even though the first half of the tournament or the first league phase of the tournament, they were probably the second best team. They looked the part. But in the Super 4 stages, when the pressure ramps up a little bit and you have a lot to lose, they haven't been able to bring that A game there.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask you all because it was like Hasaranga's spell the other day because he came in the first 10 overs, he was on point, everything was going right and then everything just seemed wayward. Harsha, what has gone wrong in their campaign? Because they 5 wins on the trot and then they came into the Super 4s and just haven't been themselves.
I think they were chasing a lot. I think they were very reliant on Nissanka and Mendes. In that game against Pakistan, the moment Mendes got out early on in the first over to Shaheen Afridi, you suddenly got the feeling, oops, what are they going to do next? And then they lost wickets. I think Nissanka is in many ways for them their key player because he has the ability to score big and take the innings deep. So if he is not playing well, I think they're struggling a little bit. Asalanka was not that much among the runs. Kushal Perera has not had a big innings. I still think Kushal Perera at the top is a far more destructive player than he is in the middle. I mean, that's how he used to be. So they've not got those contributions. It's something that a lot of teams have struggled with. It's something even with India we've got to be careful of because the openers have done so well.
Yes.
Sometimes in the small tournaments when the top 2 or 3 do so well, it's something India know very well in ICC tournaments. The top 3 are doing well all the time. On the big day, if they don't do well, then you struggle. I think that is what has hurt Sri Lanka. And the fact that Shanaka, I think, is a 6th bowler. So with Asalanka and Mendes, they've not been able to get much bowling out of them.
You know, DK, this is also probably the last game they're going to have before the big T20 World Cup in terms of a multinational tournament. The last T20 World Cup, they crashed out in the group stage. So what are the areas they need to iron out? Harsha has spoken about that 6th bowler, which we've spoken at length on Cricbuzz, but anything else?
They've been a team which has constantly been in transition. But now they have a few settled players, but I also feel a couple of them are probably playing the last World Cup. Dasun Shanaka, Kushal Perera, could definitely mean the end of the road for him. Now, if you look at Sri Lanka, I think in the last 6-8 months they've played decent cricket. After Sanju Jayasuriya has taken over, they've actually played very decent cricket. But they're too top heavy right now. They're so dependent on Nissanka and Mendes that the middle order is not settling down. They're still searching for that number 3. They're settling with Kusal Perera at 4. He is someone who comes and plays a cameo, but he's never won a game. He's won that test match, that brilliant test match. But in a T20 game, he's not been good enough to win them games consistently. Dasun Shanaka has shown brilliant impact knocks at times, but again, he gets out weirdly at times. So they've not been having trustworthy players through the middle. Hasaranga, again, a case of he's got talent. He plays the leagues around the world. You almost feel like you can get a little bit more out of him. He's been there and thereabouts, but not producing that match-winning effort. So they're so close, but you still feel they're so far. Yes. And that is the problem that Sri Lanka has had for some time now. If you look at their bowling as well, I think Hasaranga has been the standout. Chamira had a great game one game, has been ordinary in another game. So they've not performed consistently as a unit. The one thing that has been consistent is one of the openers always doing well for them. And the game that Harsha spoke, the last game, both of them got out and you almost felt like, oh,
what's going to happen?
That is not a great sign. You need to find a way to click as a unit. And that is what Sri Lanka need to find a way to do.
You know, you spoke about Hasaranga. Now he's done very well for Sri Lanka. It almost feels like when Hasaranga does well, the team also seems so confident. People are bowling around him. Harsha, the other day he came in, those 2 overs, they looked unplayable. Then he was taken off. We discussed it so much that he was taken off and then he just couldn't really find his rhythm. But he's, again, we spoke about Surya in the middle overs. We know that Hasaranga in the middle overs is really difficult to get away because his economy, this Asia Cup, maximum has been 6.75, which is incredible for a spinner in the middle overs.
I mean, in all fairness, he does play a lot of his cricket on helpful tracks. But that cannot be the only reason for numbers like those. He's a proper player. When with someone like Hasaranga, it's always tricky how much. He's bowled 2 overs, 2 for 5. Do I give him a third over? Do I hold him back? Because in T20, you have to be ready to bowl 4 one-over spells also, if required. But that day, they took him off. When he came back, he was a different player. I think he's had fitness issues. Otherwise, I think he could have been a more consistent match winner. But I'll be interested in seeing how India play him. Because I almost think you can play him as a googly bowler.
So just keep expecting the googly from Hasaranga, DK?
Yeah, you can play him as a googly bowler. Harsha is absolutely right. And that's what most right-handers do. They always play for the incoming ball because the leg spinner doesn't turn much, though he's making a conscious effort to bowl a little bit more. But India play him quite nicely through the middle. That's a fact. It's only on a slow pitch like this that the challenge is very different. To hit boundaries could be different, but to rotate strike wouldn't be that hard.
But also the middle overs that we're talking about, India did have a little bit of a hiccup the other day because we lost those quick wickets in those middle overs. So do you think that will play on their mind or it's something that India doesn't really
You know what I think is happening? You're seeing that with every team. I think teams are having to max the power play. I wonder if the ball is getting soft too quickly because 10 overs, the ball should not get soft, right? But after 10 overs, you see in almost every match, it's becoming a little difficult. So teams are almost, I suspect, being forced to go too hard in the power play because the back 10, definitely they are struggling. I don't know if the field set goes out, if it becomes a little slower, if the ball gets a little softer, but back 10, people are struggling to score.
You know, you're talking about maxing that power play. DK, there's somebody who would really like to go there and go and max that power play, Sanju Samson, because it's just strange. In this last 12 months, he's gone and hit 3 centuries as an opener, and in that calendar he's got 3 centuries. Now he comes back and is this musical chairs going on, but the music isn't shutting because it's almost like he's running around, but he's just not getting a chance to go. The other day to go and bat at number 8 for Sanju Samson. What does India do with Sanju Samson? Where does he go and bat?
Harsha, I want to answer that, I feel, because of what he said when Sanjay Manjurekar asked him about that situation.
I love that. I love the analogy. As an actor, you've got to play different roles. I mean, you know that very well. One day you're playing a demure housewife. One day you're playing this very action thing of bashing up people left, right and centre. One day you're doing something else. I don't know how easy it is as a cricketer, but in T20, I don't think there's a sanctity to batting positions. Beyond the top 2 or 3, you have to be able to play all kinds of games. But he'll know more than anything else. When you come in at 5, 6, you have to be very inventive. You've got to have shots all around. And I don't know if he has that game because all his life he's played at 3. I mean, his numbers at the top of the order versus numbers elsewhere are I mean, that's ridiculous. If you're striking 178, you're averaging 32, you take that 32 every day if you're striking at 178.
And also, DK, he likes that pace on, right? With Harsha is saying he likes to come up in the order. The numbers are doing the talking. So you've played predominantly 5-6 is where you've played, but you've been shuffled around. You've opened. You've come at 3. You've played at 4. So you've also kind of been shuffled around quite a bit. Is it difficult to adapt?
It is a challenge. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. But you need to upskill very, very quickly. With the way you practice needs to change. You can't practice like how you practice when you're opening, which is basically play a couple of balls, watch the swing, and then play shots. And a lot of the times you chip over mid-off, or you don't look to hit the ball too hard actually when you're opening, because you almost need to just clear the inner circle and you get boundaries. Once you get out of that power play, you need to hit very strong shots and you need to get into much stronger positions. Now, when you play the power play and come outside of it, the bowler's mindset is different and the way you are batting up until then is a lot more different because you're confident, you played the power play and you're out. But if you walk in straight away after the power play is done, you need to be able to understand what angles you need to hit to get those singles or twos. In fact, convert twos to boundaries. And that comes with a little bit of experience. If you're a power hitter, basically you miss hit a ball, still goes for 6, then it's okay. But Sanju is not that. Sanju is more a timing kind of guy. So he'll be relying on picking the line and length before he plays big shots. And your chances of failing is a lot more once you start coming outside the power play because the amount of time you have is much lesser and you need to start playing shots to get going immediately, depending on the situation more often than not. On a pitch like this, even tougher because you will find it harder to rotate strike. And that's why a lot of people have actually found the going tough. Because a lot of times in the power play, they've got to 40, 50, 60, whatever it is. And when they've tried to maintain the tempo outside of it, it's been hard. And for a new batter coming in, he is in a conundrum whether to go with what the run rate has been or create a run rate from there on. That conundrum, they get stuck. They don't know whether to take singles or try and take a risk by trying to hit a boundary. And that is a very tactical experience that you need to have at that stage to come in and understand, suss out what the pitch is, what could be a good score, and then play accordingly. You need to be able to see the bigger picture around what you want to be around the 18th over for you to understand how you need to start your innings. That is a bit of a skill to have.
I think it is easier for Mohanlal to play a villain than for a batter who's played top order all his life to suddenly 100%. In real time come and play it.
And also, the biggest difference, Harsha, is playing a spinner in the power play and then coming out and playing to going and starting against a spinner is two different things.
Yeah. You know, every time we speak about Sanju Samson on Cricbuzz Live, we are trending because there are so many Sanju Samson fans and there are so many opinions that come in on social media because he's such a loved cricketer and people are just
also he's a
confused.
star from a place that doesn't produce so many cricketers.
Absolutely.
It's like Saurav Ganguly. He's finished playing now for so many years. He's still a huge star in Bengal because he didn't produce a lot of cricketers. So Ganguly was the torch bearer. Sanju Samson, how many players from Kerala played? Tinu Johanan played from Kerala all those years ago. Srishant played, and now there's Sanju Samson. So he becomes a torch bearer. He becomes like
Riyan Parag is as well.
Correct. We find our identity through Sanju Samson. Riyan Parag from Assam hasn't quite achieved yet what Sanju Samson has, but that explains it. So wherever he goes, I mean, we were in New Zealand, small town. Hardly everyone is walking around, I think Mount Maunganui or something. There he had some people coming to take him round.
Well, that's the fame he has all over the country and also on social media. Why I'm talking about social media is because I've got this compilation that we've got from Twitter, X, Instagram, everywhere else on statements made on social media. I'm going to call it hot takes and go quickly and look at it. It's a recap of what's happened in the Asia Cup so far because it's the last Super 4 game we have today.
He's the hot guy in fashion and cricket, so you can go. Okay, right, DK, hot takes coming up for you.
So hot takes, yes, no, and quickly why you think so. So you are...
Me?
Yes, you...
I'm neither hot nor do I have a take.
No, look at the hot shoes, that keep coming in new ones every day. So quickly then. The first one, this Asia Cup has lacked competitiveness.
So far, yes.
Oh, you want my answer as well? Yes.
All right. There's a gulf in quality between India and the other sides.
For sure. As of now, you can see the huge gulf, in fact.
Yeah. There's a big gulf. You mentioned Sanju Samson and said gulf, so it also goes together. But so far, yes. So as DK, I love DK's line. He keeps saying in India-Pakistan game, for the gulf to get narrowed, one team has to play badly, one team has to play very well. So yeah.
All right, third then, Afghanistan were a little too hyped up ahead of this tournament.
True. I think so. They came in with a lot of belief, but that belief soon became pressure because of the way they played. One loss and they almost panicked a bit.
I think also it's a stage of evolution. When you're coming up, it's very easy being an underdog where you have nothing to lose. You go out, even if you lose, you say, yeah, it's okay. But if you win, you say, wow, now you're expected to win. That is tough. So I think when the moment that pressure came, they succumbed a little. That's the next stage of their evolution, to play well when they're expected to play well.
Well, I've been always this fan of kind of wanting Afghanistan to do well, but they were semi-finalists of the World Cup, so the hype was really clear why they were hyped up. But hopefully, like you said, it is
it's a massive skill, I'm telling you. And that is what makes great players like Rohit Sharma, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, all of them, that is the standout thing. It's
you wanted to say Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli looked at her and said Sachin Tendulkar, huh?
No, I said actually Rohit and Sachin first. Because right now we are in Mumbai. That is a great skill to have, to stand up when everybody believes you're the person. That is an extraordinary quality to have.
All right, then, next up, India have heavily depended on Abhishek Sharma in this Asia Cup.
I don't think so. I think he's done so well that it feels like we're dependent on him. But in case he has a bad game, I'm sure there's enough and more talent to back it up.
Yeah, the numbers might suggest so, but that's the nature of the beast. So, and he's also played in the easiest part. So he's gone and maximized that easiest bit. At the moment, it looks like that, but I don't think it's true.
Because other day, Tilak Verma put his hand up, then Hardik
played magnificently, by the way, and he had a more difficult role coming in and suddenly in the middle of an innings to change. Yeah.
Last one then. Pakistan looks a better unit without Babar and Rizwan.
No, I don't agree. I still feel that there is a bit of experience that would help them, but experience need to play aligned with what the vision is for the team. I think that is where the mismatch is.
I think they've picked this team to go all the way. On these kind of pitches, they would have been invaluable. You're playing 140, 150 games, the great experience, ability to move around. I think they were struggling with 180, 200 games. So this squad was put together to start playing 180, 200 games. That has not happened so far. So in these conditions, definitely they need players like those.
All right, then these were the hot takes from the hot shoes of Harsha Bhogle and the hot hats
and the hot new phones of Saiyami Kher.
Correct.
And the hot hats of Dinesh Karthik. That's what you can do. You can ignore certain questions which are and certain
like you ignored what I just said about.
But thank you for writing in with all these statements and comments. And we would like to see more comments coming in as well. We'll quickly have a look at the playing 11s once again. Let's have a look at India's playing 11. The two changes that India have made today is Bumrah is out, Arshdeep is in, and Harshit Rana is in as well. And there is no Shivam Dube. We'll have a look at Sri Lanka's playing 11. Just that one change for Sri Lanka, and Janit Lialage comes in for Velalage. And when we talk about, for Karunaratne. When we talk about changes, there's something that doesn't change at all at Cricbuzz Live, because we are very, very loyal and constant with the joy factor on Cricbuzz Live. So let's have a look at the joy factor question. Who has coached 3 of the 4 teams in the Super 4 of this Asia Cup and headed the National Cricket Academy of the 4th?
Joy has got the field in, not just power play, all 9 fielders in, and he has bowled a nice knee-high full toss on leg stump.
That's probably one of the easier questions he's asked.
Yeah.
So everyone has gotten it here. But the joy factor is easy today. But what is not been very easy, but BB, Mr. Bullseye Bhogle, finds it very easy nowadays, is Mr. Harsha Bhogle's bullseye. You're a bullseye man now, so you go first.
I love the statistical impact of one getting it right once. Okay, how much India going to get in the power play? I'm going...
Not power play.
Power play. You'll do this, yeah.
Whole game. Same match, same pitch that they played against Bangladesh. Against Bangladesh, big start, they got 168. So I'm going about that much, 170.
174.
170, 174. Wow, we have a surprise out there in case you all want to change. There's Gill and Tilak out there opening.
Oh, interesting. I'll stick to my score though.
Okay.
It's an interesting change. So 174 is what you said.
Yeah.
174, 170. I'll stick with 168. The same as last.
You're sandwiching me.
Oh, sorry. We were just given false alarms to get our predictions wrong. We were told luck's coming out, but
So you can now go to one. You
I
can change
go.
it. So
I
you're
can
not
change if I
sandwiching me.
want. No, you want me to change it.
No, it's your
No, but
fault.
you said 170, no?
I
Yes.
said 170, said 170, was said 168.
So it'll be before you, not in between us.
No, I'm 170, 168, 174.
So how is it?
I got sandwiched between the two of you.
Oh, he's got
You
sandwich.
are
He's in
sandwiched
between.
in that way. But we can all win.
Okay.
It's fine. We can all win.
You're still sticking to 168.
Okay, fine. I'll go with 170.
No, go with what you want.
I'll go with
No,
177.
first call you have to take.
No, now I'll go with 177 and hope that we get a better
And it'll
score.
be
We'll see.
168 today.
We'll see. I like the confidence that BB, Mr. Bullseye Bhogle, suddenly gotten off that one bullseye. But
Because I know it's not going to last for so long, so I might as well enjoy my time in the sun.
all right, you can enjoy your time. DK, you enjoy your time as well.
By the way, I've just gotten on the board. Huh? So I've
you
just
have
started my journey as part of the
I was not given this
deadly.
information.
You see, I've
There
just
he is.
put my first step.
Straight at 12.5.
There's someone who's not going to be happy at all looking at this, and that's Murli Karthik. He was competing with Harsha all along, and now if DK gets a win and Karthik goes down to the last step, not going to be good news, not going to be happy news. But, well, we'll see what happens. We'll give you all the updates at the 10 hour point at the Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us there. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz Live.